by Tanny. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of the Living Show, Living in Shelby Township. Guess where I am? I'm back here at the Activity Center with Margaret. Margaret, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
Good. So I got a chance when I walked in here to walk into quite the little craft area. Why don't you tell us about what's been happening today?
Today we made a glowing pumpkin. We do monthly crafts here at the Senior Center, and this month I focused it on the fall theme. So we took a glass globe and we painted the inside with a Mod Podge mixed with paint mixture. And once it dried, then we glued our jute twine for ridges in the pumpkin, and then we glued a stem and the decorations on top.
And then put some little twinkle lights right inside.
Everyone received some fairy lights.
That is so cute, and it's so easy. What gave you the inspiration for this craft?
Just looking on Pinterest and online, trying to find different options that we haven't done yet, and something fun. And I always try to find something that I would enjoy displaying in my own home.
This is so adorably cute,
you.
and it really was like, I mean, everybody enjoyed doing it. It didn't take super duper long.
No,
it was really
not.
easy.
It was very easy.
So you do these for like every holiday season too, right? What's the next one coming up?
The next one we have in November, it is a Christmas mitten, I guess you would say. We're going to put a faux tile on it, paint it, embellish it, and then put like a Christmas swag on top. It's and then you can hang it. And then December we have another Christmas themed. It's a snow scene on a galvanized tin bottle cap.
Okay. Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, do you have dates for those, or are those not quite set yet?
They will be in the next newsletter coming out.
Okay. And if someone wants to come and do that, is that something where you have to pay to participate in the craft?
Yes, the craft classes are either $3 or $5 depending on the materials we need to purchase, and you do have to register beforehand.
Okay.
Most class sizes are 10 people.
Okay.
Sometimes we go up to 12, but it's usually a group of 10.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so if you have any questions, please visit the website or call up here to the Activity Center. Margaret, thank you so much.
Welcome.
Is there anything else you want to share with the viewers?
No, I think that's it.
All right, well look how cute this is. Coming to the next one. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
So we just talked to Margaret and we got to see the really cute pumpkin craft that they were making. So there's other crafts going on here at the Activity Center, and we're going to take a walk around and take a look.
Welcome everybody to the class today. We are going to be making these little coasters out of pipe cleaners and yarn. This craft requires yarn of your choice, just some chenille pipe cleaners, and then hot glue. And I have some cork backings to put on the bottom. I kind of selected an assortment of yarn, different colors. As you can see, the yarns that have a lot of colors to them, when they kind of twirl, you see all those pretty colors, and it's nice. Okay, to get started, you are going to start at the top with your yarn and just kind of bend it so that it's caught in between the pipe cleaner, so just kind of to catch it. And then you're just gonna start twisting. And you're gonna twist the yarn. You don't have to pull it tight, just kind of twist it all the way around. You can even do a circular motion like this. Yeah, so you're just gonna go down. It's okay if part of the pipe cleaner shows through. That kind of helps with the embellishment of it, and when it twirls around when we coil it. You know, the tighter you go, just will take a little bit longer to get everything. And then when you get about an inch from the bottom, that's where you're going to attach your second pipe cleaner. And you'll just twist it like this, and then continue going, and you're gonna keep going until you have 7 of them. Or if you want it to be larger, then you can keep going as many pipe cleaners as you want. So when you get to the very end, before you cut off your yarn, you want to secure the yarn with the pipe cleaner, so just kind of bend it over. And it's stuck in there.
Okay.
And then we can cut the yarn off. And then we're going to coil it with the hot glue gun. So you're going to put a little bit of glue on the inside, and then just start twirling it.
Okay.
And every ½ inch or so, you're going to add glue, and keep twirling. some cork backings to put on the bottom. You don't need them, but it helps to hold it together after you hot glue it. It kind of just secures the coils, and also when it's on a table, if your beverage is sweating, it's just another layer so it doesn't get on your table.
If you really want something sometimes, all you have to do is ask. And that's what Nika and Costa Palukis did when they wanted something added to the Shelby Township Library. And that was video games. Nintendo Switch games, to be exact.
I think it's a really cool addition to the library, and it has a really great selection of games.
Because I saw other libraries having them, but like they didn't have like a great selection. And like
I thought that it was really cool, and I was really excited because I wonder what games it would have.
The Shelby Township Library staff had been mulling over the idea of video games for a while, but when they received a handwritten letter from Nico and Costa, that's what sealed the deal.
I saw other libraries that had games, and there were a few games that I wanted to play but I couldn't afford with my allowance, and so I thought maybe the library could have the games so I could check them out.
I thought this was amazing because like other libraries had video games, but it was like far away, and this one was close, so like I could get video games like super close, and I didn't have to like drive a far distance.
So there had been an internal conversation within the library amongst the librarians about whether video games were a direction we wanted to go in. We had discussed whether we would want to just start with one platform or multiple platforms, what was popular at other libraries. We've been doing some research. And so when the boys' letter came in, we thought, well, this is a perfect time. We had sort of already decided we were going to proceed in that direction, but the boys' letters were just really precious, and we thought, why don't we keep these, and when the video games are ready to go, we'll have the boys come out and do a ribbon cutting, as it were. So that sort of kicked off the beginning of our video game saga here at the library.
And Nico and Costa just didn't complain. They put in work crafting 2 handwritten letters to the Shelby Township Library staff.
Writing letters, handwritten letters, really well-written letters for little boys, actually really well-written letters for adults. And we just thought it was sort of the perfect way to cap off video game launch. I just thought it was so fun to watch them sort of learn the lesson that if you want something, if you want to see change in an organization or in your local government or in your local public library, that if you let your voice be heard, put some work in, right? I mean, it probably took them an hour or so to hand write a several paragraph letter, that your voice counts and that it means something. That's the way that you get change.
Brandon Howard, the Shelby Township Technology Librarian, was tasked to purchase the video games.
So I researched a bunch of different video game distributors, and I settled on Thomas Kleiss Crimson Media, which is a library distributor, and Molly Kleiss was wonderful. She helped me every step of the way. She makes these fabulous game holders that allow us to use our locking DVD cases because, of course, security is a concern. We don't want the friend's donation to walk out the door. So they 3D printed some materials to hold the games. I can't say enough thank yous to them and the friends for making this all possible.
Living in Shelby Township, I'm Andrew Shelsky.
The Shelby Township Senior Center held its first pancake breakfast fundraiser. Hosted by the steering committee, this of what will be regularly occurring breakfast fundraisers aimed to raise funds to benefit the longevity of the Shelby Township Senior Center. At the low cost of just $5, patrons were welcome to an all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast serving delicious pancakes, sausage, fruit, juice, tea, and coffee, prepared by the generous staff and volunteers of the Senior Center, along with complimentary crossword and maze puzzles to enjoy. The steering committee and Shelby Township Senior Center would like to thank Alcon Insurance, Oak Street Health, Macy Law, Story Point, and Miller Vane for sponsoring this breakfast fundraiser. To be on the lookout for future pancake breakfast fundraisers at the Shelby Township Senior Center, visit shelbytownship.org. This is Zach Camilla, Shelby TV.
Mushrooms are really nothing but the fruit of fungi. And fungi is a separate kingdom, just like animals and plants. They're all different kingdoms. Fungi, they belong on one kingdom. And what makes them different from everything else is that their cells are surrounded by a material called chitin, which is a polysaccharide that covers every single cell of mushroom. And that's what makes them different. A better picture is imagine an apple tree. When you look at the apples, those are the fruit, right? And the rest of the tree and the roots, it's part of the same species, but what are you picking is the fruit. With mushrooms, it's a little bit different because everything else, it's underground, it's hidden, so you can't see. It's called the mycelia. In general, there is 4 major types of mushrooms. You'll find mushrooms that grow on wood, and those are called saprobic. They're the mushrooms that like dead wood. They just, you will see them, a lot of this grows on birch. They just like to decompose the wood. Then there's a second type, is what we call the mycorrhizal. And those are the mushrooms that grow on the ground. They are the tree-friendly mushrooms. They grow in symbiosis with trees. The trees give them sap, and that's how they get the nutrition, but they also give the tree back a lot of nutrients. And there is edible mushrooms on that group, and there is poisonous mushrooms on that group. Then there is the parasitic mushrooms. Those are the ones that attack alive trees. Those also can be edible or non-edible. Typically, most of those mushrooms, they attack a tree, and depending on the mushroom and depending on the tree, it will take a few years to kill the mushroom. But once you see the mushroom on that tree is pretty much gone. It will be a matter of time. It depends how big the tree is and depends how aggressive the species is. And then the 4th type of mushroom is one that we don't see. It grows inside the cells of living things, mostly plants.
Over Labor Day weekend, the Chief Jean Shepherd Splash Pad hosted one of the most anticipated events of the season, the Bow Wow Luau. The Bow Wow Luau is an annual event that celebrates the end of the summer season by inviting community residents to bring their dogs and enjoy the splash pad. We spoke more with event organizers.
This is our Bow Wow Luau event. It's the last event of the season. We're closing out the splash pad with this event. It's a great way for Shelby Utica residents to come and bring their dogs to enjoy the splash pad. We also have some awesome vendors here today. Angela's Treats, My Pet Leash, and Cow Treats.
Shelby TV tagged along, and we got some great footage of residents and their dogs having a great time. The Chief Jean Shepherd Splash Pad will be closed through the rest of the season, but stay tuned for more fun events throughout the fall by following us on social media or checking out our event calendar at shelbytownship.org. from Shelby Township, this is Taylor Sikorsky.